Yeah, LOZ, we gotta bring it out. Pick up the lost sheep. Yeah, hey, 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 yeah. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, yeah, bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOZ, let's go. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. Hey, yeah, bring it out. LOZ, we got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. We gotta wake up the sheep. People falling asleep. We gotta show now we put in that work in and we put the work in the streets. We trying to build up the nation. We patient. My people been facing defeat. We teaching repentance. We deep in them trenches. You know that we bringing the heat. We killing demons like every day. Waking up all the people. We set them straight. Keep our head in them scriptures. We meditate all in the truth. I can't back down and hesitate. All praise to the Most High. With it no cosign. With it keep the law. We gon' levitate. We them Jews there ain't no lies. With it that we won't die. With it for the truth. I'm a heavyweight. We live in this spiritual warfare. We all gotta gather together. We do that, then we got them nations in more fear. We a separate nation, no explanation. My people, they need to listen. Crunch time, yeah, time is ticking. With the truth, I'm a servant. No stopping, we working. Just hoping my people will see the mission. So we gotta bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOZ, let's go. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOZ, let's go. Ken. Bring that out. 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 Bring that out.
Shalom, family. We got to go live in a minute, man. I got DJ Luke in the building. I got the Captain Amaron, and I'm your advisor, Samson Juan. We got the open
bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out. All of our soldiers amazing. All of our captains be leading. LOZ bringing that light. Time to know what we're achieving. Wake up the people that's sleeping. Wake up that nation like coffee. Wake up and take up your cross beat. Hello, Pastor, man, you lost me. You still be teaching at Christmas? I'm sure that you know that it's pagan. Look how we packing the prisons. Blatantly destroying our nation. Single parent home is definitely becoming our swag. Then we send our children through the same system, pledging their allegiance to flags. Bring that out. 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 I say them Hebrews got a show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that out. Bring it out. Wake up the lost sheep. Yeah. Hey. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOZ, let's go. Bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves and we bring it out. We gotta wake up the sheep. My people falling asleep. We gotta show now we put in that work in and we put the work in the streets. We trying to build up the nation. We patient. My people been facing defeat. We teaching repentance. We deep in them trenches. You know that we bringing the heat. We battling demons like every day. Waking up all the people. We set them straight. Keep our head in them scriptures. We meditate all in the truth. I can't back down and hesitate. All praise to the Most High. With it no cosign. With it keep the law. We gon' levitate. We them Jews there ain't no lies. With it that we won't die. With it for the truth. I'm a heavyweight. We live in this spiritual warfare. We all gotta gather together. We do that, then we got them nations in more fear. We a separate nation, no explanation. My people, they need to listen. Crunch time, yeah, time is ticking. With the truth, I'm a servant. No stopping, we working. Just hoping my people will see the mission. So we gotta bring it out. We got the truth and we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. We got the truth when we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOZ, let's go. Bring it out. We got the truth when we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. Hey, bring it out. We got the truth when we bring it out. We cannot lose when we bring it out. We making moves when we bring it out. LOZ, let's go. Bring that. 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 Everybody make them heroes gotta show. Bring that. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that. Get the truth in the form of a show. Bring that. All of our soldiers amazing. All of our captains be leading. LOC bringing in light, shining on what we're achieving. Wake up the people that's sleeping. Wake up the nation like coffee. Wake up and take up your crossbeat. Hold up, Pastor, man, you lost me. Used to be teaching at Christmas. I'm sure that you know that it's pagan. Look how we packing the prisons, blatantly destroying our nation. Single parent home is definitely becoming our swag. Then we send our children through the same system, pledging their allegiance to flags. Bring that. Bring that out. 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 I say them heroes gotta show. Bring that out. Get your knowledge on the go. Bring that out. Wisdom help the nation grow. Bring that out. Get the truth in the form of a show.
Shalom, shalom, family. I'm your captain, Captain 71. I got my other captain here with me, the captain of captains, Captain Amawan. As you know, we got DJ Baruch in the building. He ain't here with us, but we trying to do some other stuff to where we can get this music coming to you live. You feel me? But stay tuned. We got some stuff in the works. But as you know, tuning in to tonight's class, we that Bring That Out show. We're gonna be talking about World War III. We're going to be talking about what happened with that Wakanda Forever movie. Hey, we just about to bring this stuff out tonight, all right? What you got for me, Captain?
Let's open up with the book of Colossians 3 and 17. Give me 1 second.
You got me, right?
Go on.
Yeah, you good. Come on, dude. Oh, my goodness.
All right, you go, Henry.
Oh, right. Colossians 3 and 17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of Mashiach Yahushua, giving thanks to the power and the Abba by him.
Go on. So everything we say and do, we give all glory, all authority to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Surely his mercy and do it forever, man. Like the powerful captain is saying, we are going to talk a little bit about an update that's going on in World War III. You know, it's very important that we continue watching what's going on in the world because the scriptures tell us to watch, because the Most High tells us these things before they happen. Because nothing that's happening right now is not anything that's new under the sun or anything that should catch us by surprise, because the scriptures tell us this, man. We're going to read Isaiah 42 and 9 real quick as well.
All right, the book of Isaiah, chapter 42 and verse 9. Behold, the former things are come to pass.
Right.
And new things do I declare.
And new things do I declare, because things like World War III, that hasn't happened yet. The delivery of our people out of the Babylon the Great, that has not happened yet. Right? The salvation of our people, Yahweh shall say, coming, these things hasn't happened. But the Most High being so merciful, he tells us about these events that's going to take place. Because right now the world is on edge. Between Kyrie and Kanye West telling our people that they're the Jews, they are Shemites, and Putin, Vladimir Putin, shout out to Vladimir Putin, is probably going to lead us into the World War III, which will usher in the second coming of Mashiach Yahushua. Because the Most High tells us how these things are going to play out. He tells us who's going to win in the end. He tells us how America's going to be destroyed. All of these things. Go ahead.
Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
So the Most High tells us, He gives us a heads up of what's going to happen. So one of the most crazy things that happened in a week from last week is Poland was hit with 2 missiles and it killed 2 people. One thing that we should remember, what we should know about Poland, Poland is a NATO country. Poland is a member of the NATO of the NATO alliance
in a sense, yeah.
Right. So we're gonna play a little footage on that real fast, just in case anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, what hasn't been paying attention. But before we play it, can we get a 1 in the chat if the audio is good? The audio is good. Put a 1 in the chat. If the audio is good. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me just fine. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me just fine. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear us just fine. Somebody put a 1 in the chat if you hear us just fine. Barbecue shop.
The water, Keith. The water.
Come on, all praises. If you was in the last class, we went a little bit to Revelation, right?
Bet.
So that's some scriptures right there, some precepts for your notes. So come on, all praises to the Most High. So let's share this screen. Let's go right into it. You might want to mute. Oh, Khan, Salaki, I just muted right now.
So start from the beginning.
Russia launching a major missile attack in cities all across Ukraine, and now reports that a missile crossed into NATO territory, killing 2 people in Poland. Our senior foreign affairs correspondent, Greg Palkot, is live in Kiev. And what do we know about this report from Poland, and what are the potential implications?
John, this is the huge, significant event that we're just tracking in just the last couple of minutes. According to a senior U.S. official and according to reports on the ground, a Russian missile fired from somewhere off of Ukraine went into Ukraine airspace, but then veered into eastern Poland and actually hit a target, not a target, but a site in eastern Poland, killing 2 people. This is the first time something like this has happened. This triggers all sorts of questions about what the reaction could be from NATO. I think we all know now about that Article 5 of NATO, that any attack on a I think we all know now about that Article 5 of NATO, that any attack from NATO, I think we all know now about that Article 5 of NATO, that any attack on a ally of the United States, of a NATO member, would trigger some kind of response from NATO. So again,
he stressed Article 5. This is through the Spirit, that if any NATO-bound member is attacked, they're obligated to have to go fight. Now, we paying attention to what's going on with America and Ukraine, how America is behind the scenes sending out guns, financial support, giving the Ukrainians asylum in America. But we see that America's not swooping in, like usually how they swooped in. Earlier last month or this month, they swooped into Haiti to bring peace, right? How come they didn't go swoop in with their guns and do that in Ukraine? Because they understand who shiesty Putin don't play that. They're not going to come and go against Mother Russia, and there's not going to be any consequences. They understand that. And they understand that it's going to usher in this World War III that nobody wants, because that'll be the downfall of the so-called white man. They understand that. So he's saying Article 5. What is Article 5? We're going to read that real quick. We're going to read what the Article 5 is real fast. I'm going to read it real quick, Cap, because I know it's probably going to be small print. What is the Article 5? Collective defense in Article 5. The principle of collective defense is at the very heart of NATO's founding treaty. It remains a unique and enduring principle that binds its members together, committing them to protect each other and setting a spirit of solidarity within the alliance. Collective defense means that an attack against one ally is considered as an attack against all allies. The principle of collective defense is enshrined in Article 5 of the Washington Treaty. NATO invoked Article 5 for the first time in history after the 9/11 terrorist attack against the United States. Actually, let me just go down a little bit. 1 second. I don't know if you want to add on a little bit to that, Cap. Go right ahead.
No, you keep going. Because I was checking out, because one of the reasons why the NATO thing even came into be an alliance, because as you ever played that game War, you feel me, you build alliance with other countries, because that's how World War II even started. One person was getting into it with another person. This person said, "Okay, I'm gonna come back you up. I'm gonna back them up, and you jump in." And as we know, as Jake do in the streets, ain't nobody gonna jump in this fight. And if you do, I'm jumping in. Well, if you jump in, I'm jumping in. If they jump in, I'm jumping in. That's how we go. And well, that's how we do in the hood. You feel me?
Right.
The same thing ain't different on the world scale. All these countries is backing up other countries. But NATO made it there where if you hit him, we all jumping in, and we just gonna get it in right now. So we about to sit back and see what's really about to go down. Okay. You still got that?
Yeah, cause I got a better explanation. All right. Give me 1 second. Is that yes? That's it. Okay.
Oh, then there was the names right there, right? Who's who?
Give me 1 second.
As you find that, man, as you see, this stuff is about to come down. This stuff is about to get real impacted right now.
All right. The parties agree that an armed attack against one or more of them should be considered an attack against them all, and consequently, they agree that that if such an armed attack occurs, each of them, in exercise of the right of individual or collective self-defense, recognized by Article 51 of the Charter of the United Nations, will assist the party or parties so attacking by taking such action as it is deemed necessary, including the use of armed forces to restore and maintain the security of the North Atlantic area. So in layman's terms, like the captain is bringing out, you touch one of us, we're going to jump you. That's it. We're going to use missiles. We're going to use MS, the firearms, you Shambo. So you know the name of these guns. The AK-47s, the Dracos, the Switch, the biological warfare, germ warfare, whatever they got in the arsenal. That's what's going to come out if you touch or you attack one of these NATO members. So let's look at some of these NATO countries, right?
I was trying to see who got that one missile that can, in a sense, it can take out the whole West Coast if they shoot this missile off. I'm trying to find that missile real quick.
So some of the countries that we see in NATO, in alliance, is Albania, Belgium, Bulgaria, Canada, Croatia, Czechia, Denmark, Estonia, France, Germany, right? Iceland, Italy, Lithuania, Luxembourg. We see a lot of these big nations that have predominantly, these are Edomite, where you see Edomites were predominantly ruling it. Really, the United Kingdom, United States, and etc. That if you attack any one of them, they're all gonna go in for that attack. But how come they didn't do this attack yet? Russia could have allegedly sent this missile into Poland, but why isn't America jumping in to do the attack? Why? Why is anybody doing it? Because there's been evidence showing the 9/11 attack on U.S. soil was planned. That was something that was planned by the U.S. to have an excuse to go to war with the so-called Ishmaelites or the Arabs. How come they're not having that same energy to go against Russia right now? Because they understand something that a lot of our people don't understand. But we're going to go back and play this video real quick.
Breaking news just about the last 10 minutes or so. We are tracking it. We'll give you more as we know about it. But yes, let's talk about this huge barrage of missiles that hit Ukraine today, the biggest barrage of this entire war. We heard a few hours ago the air raid sirens. We heard explosions. Take a look at what we saw. Happened is a Russian missile was flying over this residential area. It was shot by Ukrainian air defenses. Some fragments hit that building, caused a hole, caused a lot of damage, and then pieces of that missile fell down into the street. You can see it right here being taken away by officials. Incredible stuff. That fire raged from the building for a long time.
So we see that these things is happening, and it goes right back into what the scriptures talk about, right? How the Most High is going to bring this destruction as the elect is being sealed. Because as our people wake up, that's when the destruction is going to come on America. It's not going to come in all at once when you want it to come. That's what we always got to remember. That's what the scripture says, it's going to come as a thief in the night. When that destruction comes, it's going to be when you least expect it when it happens, right? So we're going to get Revelation 7. I want you to read Revelation 7 for me. All right. Go ahead, 7 and 1.
Revelation chapter 7 and verse 1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth.
Right.
Switch up the mic real quick. So hit
Fine.
pause. Hit pause on the mic.
Sorry, give me one second.
There you go.
Give me 1 second. We have
A scoffer.
a homosexual brother in the chat. Give me 1 second. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Muted. All right. Revelation chapter 7 and verse 1. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth.
So what is these 4 winds supposed to represent? These 4 winds supposed to represent destruction that's going to come upon the face of the earth. A lot of times you see these Christians that illustrate these visions in Revelation as literal things, literal dragons, leopards, bears, and angels being sealed up in bottles, etc. These things are visions, similitudes to represent something. So these 4 angels are holding back the destruction that's going to come upon the earth. Read.
That the wind should not blow on the earth.
Right. The destruction is not going to hit the earth. Read.
Nor on the sea.
Right.
Nor on any tree.
Right.
And I saw another angel ascending from the east.
Right.
Having the seal of the living power.
Right.
And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels.
Right.
To whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. Saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees.
Don't bring the destruction yet, read.
Till we have sealed the servants.
Until we have what?
Sealed the servants, read, of our power in their foreheads.
So what's being sealed in their foreheads? Knowledge of who they are.
Again.
The law, statutes, the commandments of the Most High God being sealed into these people. So what we see right here in Revelation 7 and 1.
He had it again, dude. You don't switch names.
All right, give me 1 second. And this brother, Troy, whatever his name is, right? Mr. Troll. This is a perfect example for you sisters to stay away from a lot of these brothers that don't have that's too idle in this word, right? Because this man is obviously a homosexual to be saying gay, not knowing we have women in our lives, disrupting the class of the Most High God. You sisters beware not to get with men like that. That's a perfect example of what not they find in the word. So these angels are holding back the 4 winds supposed to represent the destruction that's coming onto the earth. They're going to hold it until the seal of the Most High is put in these servants. Because that's what's happening. As the people wake up, that's when the destruction is going to start pouring out on the earth. That's why we see World War III starting to escalate a little bit. That's why we see Poland, a NATO member, got hit with a missile. 2 citizens of Poland was killed, right? And these things are happening at an all-time high when our people is waking up. Because that lets you know that the elect is being sealed and our captivity is almost over. Because the scriptures talk about these missiles and what they were created for. It's not by coincidence these things was created. It's not by chance. It wasn't by some type of magic from Magic City or anything like that. These things were created for a purpose, and they're gonna fulfill their purpose in due season. So we're gonna get a little bit more scriptures real quick. I want you to read 2 Peter's chapter 3 and verse 3.
And that's the sad part. If they know we wasn't talking gibberish, they wouldn't even be worried about us. But they understand what we got coming out is the truth. That's why they come and like they intervene and do all that stuff. Because what kind of moron would create a bot just to go through and say gay, gay, gay? You block that when you literally sign into another account and do the same thing.
When we have classes to teach brothers how to talk to women. So you don't have to do that, man. The chief minister could find you somebody to court. And you want to have to be telling other heterosexual men they're gay. So go ahead.
Yeah, because now he's just about to keep switching to different names. Because he done switched to 4 different names already, but it's cool though. Go ahead. 2 Peter's chapter 3 and verse 3. Knowing this first, right, that there shall come in the last days scoffers,
right,
walking after their own lusts,
right,
and saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were.
And that's something that we see going on right now, because as these events happening, our people are seeing and acknowledging, yo, World War III's about to pop off. Kyrie and all these brothers are saying that they're Jews. Homosexuality is all time high. We got scoffers in the chat, gay scoffers in the chat at that, in the chat, just like the scriptures say. And what are they going to say? Go ahead.
All things as they were.
Start from 4 since the fathers.
All right. And saying, where's the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep.
Since our ancestors died, read.
All things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation.
So things are still going the way they were, right? There's still no kingdom yet. There's still Israel not united as a nation of people yet. All these things are still going as if it's whatever, like any other day. Go ahead.
For this they will willingly be ignorant of, that by the word of the Most High, the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished.
Read.
Hold on. But the heavens and the earth, which are now,
read,
by the same word are kept in store,
right?
Reserved unto fire.
Reserved unto what?
Reserved unto fire.
Read.
Against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men.
So this is what it's about. As our people wake up, this fire that's reserved is going to come. But we got to remember what it says in Revelation 7. The angels are going to hold back that wind until the elect of the Most High God is sealed. Until the elect of the Most High God is sealed, that number is sealed up, the destruction is not going to come. So that's why it's very imperative that we repent, come back, keep the commandments, stop playing around with the Most High God. Especially you, some of you in the truth. Some of you in the truth are as evil as those in the world. Because they don't know better, but you know better, and you're still wicked. You choose to be wicked. So this earth is being reserved for that fire. So how the Most High going to bring this fire? Right? If you understand how the Most High going to bring this fire, put it in the chat. Get an answer in the chat.
And just to say, that's not a bot, because the bot ain't going to jump in and say John 13:6 out the blue. This is an Edomite, more than likely, somebody that sits at home and plays with themselves and can't talk to women, and the only thing they can do is hop online and try to disrupt something they don't understand or can't even try to understand. Why? Because they have no understanding. People like this are gay, not realizing the word used to be happy, but because morons like him, you can't even do nothing, man.
So how's the Most High going to bring this fire that's reserved? How is he going to bring this fire? This is my question to the chat. How is he going to bring this fire? But we always talk about this fire, this judgment that's going to come. How is he going to bring this fire? Right? And the truth comes out.
I already knew what he was.
And the truth comes out.
I already knew what he was.
And the truth comes
He's
out.
an Edomite. And as we know, Edomites are pedophiles.
And he says, I am an Edomite and gay. See?
That's it.
We're prophets of the Most High God, man. This is not a game. But the scriptures told us there'll be scoffers in these last days. So how is the Most High going to bring this fire? How's the Most High going to bring this fire? Let's get Isaiah 54 real quick. We're going to touch on it light and we're going to keep moving on.
And you know what it is? Because they see all these brothers standing up and they can't do nothing. They was probably picked on in school. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it tonight because this ain't the Shabbat. One of these Jakes that's in the world party done took his wife, and he mad right now, and all he can do is sit on the keyboard and be, as he say, be in all caps. And you can't do nothing, dude. You want to sit there, be in all caps, typing, wishing you can go do something. But you probably want to, and look at your name, Sniper. So you probably is one of them dudes who will go out and try to shoot people like a little punk, little sissy man. But that's what you are. I have no problem. You're an Edomite. And Edomites are known to do stuff tricky and be pedophiles. So I ain't going to say nothing that's off the wall with my language. I'm going to try to keep it kosher.
The brother, Yahya, he got the answer right. Thermonuclear powered missiles.
Yep.
That's how the Most High going to bring this fire onto the earth. That's why these missiles are not being let loose yet on the earth yet, because the elect of the Most High God is not sealed. So when we looking at these news events and these articles and these things that's going on earth, you got to take it back and trace it back to the scriptures, because the Most High told us what's going to take place before it happens.
Mm-hmm.
He already told us. You got to have the spirit and discernment to be able to go back to the scriptures and understand what he's talking about. You got to have that. And you're not going to get it from anybody, because I'm a firm believer in this. Not everybody who open the Bible is qualified to teach the Bible.
Nope.
Even those in the truth. You could be in the truth for 25 years, 30 years, one West, whatever. Just because you open a Bible don't mean you're qualified to teach the Bible. And I'm a strong believer in that. So you're going to have to go through the scriptures and pray the Most High give you the understanding to understand what's going on. So you can be able to gauge what part of prophecy we in. So let's go ahead and read Isaiah 54.
And this boy here, he been fooled by Joel Osteen, thinking God loves everyone.
Go ahead.
Don't hate us because he loves us and only us. But Isaiah 54:16.
Yeah.
Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that blow the coals.
So what is the smith? Smith is somebody who create things. If you ever heard of a blacksmith, ironsmith, goldsmith, they create what? Jewelry and most predominantly weapons and armory. So Most High created these people for what?
To blow the coals. Wait, slop. Behold, I have created the smith that blows the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work.
Right.
And I have created the waster.
The what?
The waster.
The who?
The waster.
Right.
To destroy.
So the Most High is the one who created the waster to destroy. So let's look at this smith real quick in the Hebrew real quick. So he created these things. The Most High created good and evil. Sometimes we have this Christian mentality even in the word. The Most High create good in the standard of good, and he creates evil in the standard for evil. The Most High do both. We read it all the time. So the Most High created these individuals that make these missiles, that make these ICBMs, that make this thermonuclear fire for a purpose. So let's read what the word smith. The word smith is korash in the Hebrew, right? We're gonna get the last definition. Very, very cold what the Most High is saying right here, right? Go ahead and read that for me.
The last one?
Yeah.
Skillful to destroy.
Skillful to what?
To destroy.
So the Most High created and gave the wisdom to these scientists and these engineers to create these ICBM missiles, right? To create these what's someone's name of the other bomb? Like
what dude already called it?
Satan 2 and Moab, the mother of all bombs and etc. They didn't just put this. The Most High, listen, they didn't just wake up after drinking Budweisers and sake and say, "I'm gonna create a bomb. It's gonna destroy everybody, even myself." No, the Most High put it in their spirit to go out and create these things for a purpose. He created it. And in the scriptures, it talks about these things throughout the Bible, throughout the prophets, it talks about it. We're going to get one more, and we're going to go back to the film. We're going to read a little bit more on this article. I want you to read Isaiah 13 and 5.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 5. They come from a far country.
They come from a far country.
From the end of heaven.
The end of what?
The end of heaven.
So what's in the heavens that's going to come? Because in ancient times, we didn't have arrows that could go from Israel and fly all the way to Damascus and kill everybody there. We didn't have these type of things. We didn't have bombs or what's some other things that we threw, like
bombs, rocks.
Rocks down 100 feet in the air.
Catapult.
You all the way in the land of Judah, and you're going to hit the Syrians from the land of Judah and ancient Israel and kill all the Syrians with a rock. We didn't have these things, really.
From the end of heaven, even the Most High,
right?
And the weapons of his indignation.
The weapons of his indignation to what?
To destroy the whole land.
To destroy the whole land. So now we see that Most High created these things. He created the person who made them. And he created them to come from a far country. Just like these ICBMs, they're going to come from a far country. They're going to come and destroy, but they're not going to destroy until the elect is sealed. Until the chosen people in the Most High God is sealed. The enough of them is sealed. That's going to be delivered and come out of America the Great before this fire comes. So you got to be able to look at these prophecies and understand what's going on. Just like we went to Revelations 11 last week. They understand the significance of these brothers coming out in the forefront and teaching our people who they are, especially Kanye West being a Judite brother. And we know what the scriptures say about Judah in Genesis 49. The other tribes are going to follow after his lead. If he's going out in the forefront telling the people, you need to repent, we the real Jews, keep the commandments of God. It's only natural we're going to follow after this lead. And it's playing out exactly how our father Abinah Yahweh told us in the scriptures. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to read the article.
Oh, you want to read?
Yeah, we're going to read the article.
Oh, I thought you were about to play the video.
No, we'll read the article. The leaders of Poland and NATO said that said the missile that killed 2 people in Polish territory on Tuesday was likely fired by Ukrainian forces defending their country against a barrage of Russian strikes, and that the incident appeared to be an accident, which we know that is not the case. We know that's not the case because there was already talks of Russia potentially could be invading Poland as well, and invading possibly invading other NATO countries. We already heard this already. Who Shiesty said this himself, right? The blast occurred outside the rural eastern Polish village of Pezywado, about 4 miles west from the Ukrainian border on Tuesday afternoon, roughly the same time as Russia launched its biggest wave of missiles. So somehow, Russia launched its biggest waves of missiles. And we got to remember, a lot of times we say pray for Israel. You got to pray that Putin take over Ukraine. You got to pray. I remember, matter of fact, Cap, I got a testimony last week, Friday, when we was in a little Havana, Miami, at camp. I seen a Russian, a devout Russian, matter of fact, and I was asking him, what do you think about Ukraine? And he was telling me, yeah, we're going to win. We're going to take Ukraine back. And he was happy. He was a very proud Edomite about Mother Russia. And I told him, you know what? As a prophet of God, I'm going to do you a favor and tell you a prophecy. Russia will take Ukraine. Russia will be the next power. Russia will destroy America. Russia will be, Mother Russia, USSR will come back. But guess what? And he was happy. He was happy. He looked like he was ready to buy me a beer for these good tidings. And I told him in the end, though, Israel's going to whoop that tail and put every single one of you in slavery.
Can't wait.
Mother Russia will be enslaved to the children of Israel.
Can't wait.
And you're going to be destroyed off of the face of the earth after you destroy America. And after that, instantly his smile went away after I told him that part. So you got to keep this in your prayers that the Most High give Russia Ukraine, because it's going to bring forth prophecy that got to happen, especially Ezekiel 38:39. The blast occurred outside the village, outside the rural eastern Polish village of Przewodów, about 4 miles west from the Ukrainian border, on Tuesday afternoon, roughly the same time as Russia launched its biggest wave of missiles attacks on Ukraine cities in more than a month. On Wednesday, Polish President Andrzej Duda told a press conference that there was a high chance it was an air defense missile from the Ukrainian side and likely had fallen in Poland in an incident that intercepting incoming Russian missiles. There is no indication that this was an intentional attack on Poland. Most likely it was a Russian-made S-300 rocket, Duda said in a tweet earlier Wednesday. Both Russian and Ukrainian forces have used Russian-made munitions during the conflict, including the S-300 surface-to-air missile system, which Kyiv has deployed as a part of its air defenses. The incident in Poland, a NATO country, prompted ambassadors from the U.S.-led military alliance to hold an emergency meeting in Brussels Wednesday. So we see that the Most High is heating things up. Most High is heating things up. But in the midst of that, what else is going on? Right, we have other missiles being tested at this time. We have more pressure being raised up on the earth in an all-time high right now. Because during this time, we also have our favorite, bastard according to the scriptures, the descendant of Moab, Kim Jong-un, claims Friday. This is Friday that just passed. Friday's launch was a new kind of intercontinental ballistic missile. So during this time, we have the men of Moab, crouching tiger, grasshopper toes, testing out their new military arms that could potentially destroy America. And we see North Korea is like that one short guy in the clique, right? He's stocky, short. He's not gonna go out and be the first one to swing. He's gonna wait till the other guys to swing, and he's gonna come in and start kicking you when you down.
When your back is turned.
Right, when your back is turned, and he's gonna get the good hit on you when you look back at the video.
Like, where this little dude came from?
Right, where you came from? This is North Korea. So we're gonna read on that as well. Okay, you ain't say nothing too much. I know this is.
I'm blocking dude off because Edomites always gonna come when there's truth coming, and that's one thing that they hate. When we bringing this truth out, bringing out what's going on in the world, you got to come on and let us know your sexual orientation.
Uh-huh.
I don't care about your sexual orientation. Be happy in your skin and wait for destruction. When the fiery elements get melted away and that will start to hit your back, you want to understand what's really going on. As my elder like to say, them niggas, yes, them niggas. We're the one the Most High love.
Yeah, we are the niggas the Most High love. All praises.
Can't get around that.
All praises. So Kim Jong-un is testing intercontinental missiles, right? I want to get some more scriptures.
As you're getting it real quick, y'all gotta understand this little man tests these missiles because they missile testing haven't been going that great. So they're gonna keep testing it till they can get something like, as my brother called it, that Satan missile.
Right.
That missile that can take out the whole coast of a country. And it just ride around under the water, ready to shoot it off. When I tell you, imagine the thing that hit what they used in Hiroshima. One of those, imagine 2,000 of those.
And I got the perfect scripture on what you're saying right now.
2,000 of those. Imagine that. They riding around and they just waiting to hit that button. Everybody's itching. Bet the water for coming in the room and handling the white lightweight. He's switching names so much. This dude is sitting up here creating accounts. Let's go. Zooming in for me.
We're going to read Jeremiah 15:13 because it's very spiritual what he's saying. Last Friday, he tested more intercontinental missiles. We already went over the scripture with the Smith. We went over that they're going to come from a far country because these things are all created to come over here because America's going to be that lake of fire. Right now, it is the lake of fire, but it's just not on fire. It's the lake, but it's not on fire yet. So we're going to get the scripture real quick. Read Jeremiah 15:13.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 13. Because of the wrath of the Most High, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate.
Right.
Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. Put yourselves in array Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about.
Babylon round about. Now, one thing we always have to remember, anybody who's been in my classes know, I like to let the scriptures talk, right? Anything I say, I'm going to back it up with scripture. So the scripture says, put yourselves in array against Babylon. One thing we got to remember about the prophet Jeremiah in the book of Jeremiah, a lot of times Jeremiah is talking about ancient Babylon, and then he's talking about the Babylon to come. That's what you always got to remember when you read the book of Jeremiah, especially these prophecies, right? Because some of these things are not applicable to the ancient Babylon. And I'm going to give you a quick example, and then we're going to come right back to this, right? So when we go down to Jeremiah 50 and 33, I want you to read that for me, okay?
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50 and verse 33. Thus says the Most High of hosts, the children of Israel.
Who's the children of Israel? Children of Israel is the Northern Kingdom, so-called Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, read.
And the children of Judah,
so-called Haitians, Black Americans, Jamaicans, and West Indians, read.
Were oppressed together.
Were what?
Were oppressed together.
Right.
And all that took them captives held them fast.
But the whole subject matter of Jeremiah 50 the Jeremiah the 50th chapter is talking about where?
Babylon.
Talking about Babylon. Now, my question to those in the chat that study now, was the house of Israel and the house of Judah in the Babylonian captivity together? That's my question to those in the chat. A lot of times we study the scriptures, I'm going to ask you questions to see if you're studying throughout the week. Because I know I could put a Christian in a chokehold in my sleep. I want you to put the spiritual smackdown on a Christian when they bring up these false understandings to you.
As you say that,
Yeah, go
I'm
ahead.
going to go to drop, leave it there. You ain't got to drop, leave that thermonuclear power missiles up there. Now, if y'all ever look, the movie out, Wakanda Forever.
Right.
You feel me? Now, me and my was talking about this earlier, and one thing that you can't refute is that, yes, the ones Wakanda was fighting against, the Northern Tribe brothers.
Issachar and Zebulon,
You
right?
feel me? And then when you look at it, if you really look at it, when they was on that ship fighting, is as we know, they do outnumber us a little bit because they have their babies. But we fighting each other. And that's what they want us to do, to fight each other to the point where, you know what, we got to come together. Think about that.
Right.
We fighting each other to the point we have to come together to turn against who? Who they was going to turn and fight against. Because we got what they want. The precious jewel, as they call it.
Right.
They call it, vibranium?
Right.
You feel me? But that vibranium is another symbol for who's the jewels of the Most High. Who's the precious, the apple of the Most High's eye, you feel me? And at the end of the day, are we not being oppressed together? Come on, man. But they coming against us because they waiting for us to rise up.
Right.
As they say in the scriptures, if Judah get right, guess what everybody else going to do?
Everybody, listen, I'm going to let Captain Sheriff go to war first. I'll be right behind him.
Hey, I ain't about to do it. I ain't going to do it.
I'll let him go fight first. I'm right behind him.
Hey. But
now, the question though, was the house of Israel and the house of Judah in captivity in Babylon together? So we got to make sure we follow along. This is class at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this is a talk show. We talk about current events, but this is class at the end of the day. Was the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom in Babylon together? Were they in Babylon together in captivity? So we're going to read the scriptures because we're going to give the answer. So read that Jeremiah 50:33 for me one more time.
Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 33. Thus says the Most High of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together.
Read.
And all that took them captives held them fast.
All right.
They refused to let them go.
So let's get the answer. And we're only doing this to show you this is not talking about in Jeremiah 50 and 14. It's not talking about ancient Babylon. All right. So let's get the answer real quick. Jeremiah 7:15. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 7 and verse 15. And I will cast you out of my sight.
So who is he speaking to? He's speaking to the southern kingdom. Read.
As I have cast out all your brethren.
Your brethren.
Read. Even the whole seed of Ephraim.
Oh, even though what?
The whole seed of Ephraim.
Because why did the Most High say this? Because in 2 Kings 17, he put the northern kingdom in captivity under the Syrians. They were kicked out already a long time ago, before they went into Babylon. So the northern kingdom was not there. It was the southern kingdom predominantly there in that captivity. So let's go to Jeremiah 50 and 14. So what happened?
This cat literally went and created Light of Zion. This dude here has no life.
I want you to read Jeremiah 50 and 14 for me.
Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon.
So this is talking about the future Babylon, read.
Round about
and do what?
All that bend the bow.
All that bend the what?
That bend the bow.
So we know these bows are going to come from a far place. These bows or these arrows are supposed to represent these missiles. That's why you got these little Moabites, barely 5'5". They're testing out these intercontinental missiles because according to scriptures, they're going to hit America. Once the elected seal, they're going to hit America. Read.
All that bend the bow.
Everybody who has military might to have ICBM missiles, intercontinental missiles, mother of all bombs, Satan 1, 2, 3, and 4. Read.
Shoot at her.
Do what?
Shoot at her.
Shoot at who?
Shoot at her.
Read.
Spare no arrow.
Read.
For she has sinned against the Most High.
So the Most High is not going to let them spare them arrows. When it's time for the missiles to be let loose, they're going to let loose on Babylon the Great, which is the mother of all fornications and whores. So we're gonna get one more scripture. We're gonna come right back to this article with Kim Jong-un. I'm gonna go to quick. Actually, matter of fact, after this precept, we're gonna go on a musical break.
Come.
We're gonna have DJ Baruch. So we're getting a lot of scriptures, a lot of prophecy right now. Give me 1 second.
You're right, Baruch. Is it 17 and 12?
17 and 16.
All right. Revelation chapter 17 verse 16. And the 10 horns.
And the 10 horns, read.
Which saweth upon the beast.
That saweth upon the beast, read.
These shall hate the whore.
That should hate the who?
Hate the whore.
Now the whore is supposed to represent America. Those of you that don't know what the 10 horns are, go back and watch our Revelation chapter 12 breakdown, and you'll get the understanding. I know for a fact you can see it on our D-Lot in Augusta, Georgia page. When I went over it, and I gave a thorough breakdown on that. So you can go ahead and do that research and get the answer on these 10 horns. Read.
Shall make her desolate.
And shall make her what?
Desolate.
Desolate, read.
And naked.
And naked, and do what?
And shall eat her flesh. And burn her with fire.
Burn her with fire, just like Peter said. Just like Isaiah said. Just like Jeremiah said. That's why we got to pay attention to the times. Because these things are coming from the scriptures. The scriptures is the script. We just the actors living out the script. It's living out the movie. So we're going to give the floor to our DJ Baruch real quick. We want to let him hop on the 4s and 2s.
4s and 1s.
4s and 1s. So like, you know, I'm Levi. We don't say all that.
Yeah. Baruch, let's get it.
Your kingdom, Lord, that's all right. Play this beat. You don't
Babylon, here we sit, and we wept, and we remember Zion. We hanged our heart, coming willows, amidst their hood. The dead, they that carried us away captives, required us a song. They that wasted us required us more. Sing us one of those songs of Zion. This ain't about Corona, The tribe just waking, we own it. Coming back to the father, prodigal son. His arms is open, you own it. Babylon fall when you honor your mother. Babylon fall when you love your brother. Babylon fall when you keep commandments. You took an oath to take care of each other. Babylon fall when you put down idols and you find out who really your rival. Babylon fall when you pick up a Bible. We made an oath about our survival. They call us niggas and thugs, but we don't put down the drugs. Showing our people some love. You can get stepped like a rug. All we got is coming straight from the mud. Just wait on the day of the Lord.
K-Share Beats.
Crackers talking, we frontlining. Way before the quarantine, we see you punks hiding. See us and y'all swerve like you drunk driving. We just want to debate, we don't want violence. Still out, I'm talking, we frontlining. Way before the quarantine, we see you punks hiding. See us and y'all swerve like you drunk driving. We just want to debate, we don't want violence. Way before the quarantine, y'all was in the house. We was outside teaching, digging, bring it out. Law, statutes, and commandments, that's what we about. They disrespect the chief up on the keys, trying to lease the y'all neighbors hating and jealous. My name is ringing for fellas. I came up banging with killers, orangutans and gorillas. The ignorance of this shit is ridiculous. I'm meticulous, your head spinning just like your stimulus. When we rip them up, they talk fisticuffs and how triggers bust. But they just can't pick the scriptures up. Tabak forgot you not big enough, him I'm lifting up. His power is within us, his hope is what we prisoners of. We be on a highway, Saturday through Friday. I don't know about Usher, I do it the most highest way. We be on a highway, Saturday through Friday. I don't know about Usher, I do it the most highest way. Fuck what folks is talking, we frontlining. Way before the quarantine, we see you punks hiding. See us and y'all swerve like you drunk driving. We just want to debate, we don't want violence. Still out practice talking, we frontlining. Way before the quarantine, we see you punks hiding. See us and y'all swerve like you drunk driving. We just want to debate, we don't want violence.
Like a bad barber, I'ma push your front lines. Slice some Christians like deli meat when it's lunchtime. Straight gas and precepts in my punchlines. Dance around the scripts like Nick Cannon on drumline. Cut with the word. Shit feel like a hornet sting. I'm done with the Tesla. Now I'm driving in foreign things. The government can never lock me down in the quarantine. I'm in Miami, passing flyers out at the pork and beans. And I don't mess with dudes up and down like the 6th tray. I be on the highway, preach the word where the Crips stay. Hebrew cosmology, man-made on the 5th day. Kinda more with me, shot the video at 6K. I serve you how I don't care what a nigga think. See me on my live show, all I tell them, click the link. Then all I hear is straight silence. We just want to debate. We don't want violence.
What are you talking? We frontlining. Way before the quarantine, we see you punks hiding. See us and y'all swerve like you drunk driving. We just want to debate. We don't want violence. Still out practice talking. We frontlining. Way before the quarantine, we see you punks hiding. See us and y'all swerve like you drunk driving. We just want to debate. We don't want violence.
In the belly of a dragon, drowning in this acid, turn me to a savage. They put crack inside my neighborhood, gas inside my neighborhood, food stamps in Section 8. I guess that supposed to make it good. Syringe filled with pollution, fatal death execution, stranded longing for help. Lamentations hunting my steps. They got abortion clinics set up where I'm living. Liquor stores for us, but where they at? They call it wines and spirits. Even the appearance of the districts got a difference. Feed me murder off a silver spoon through the television. How we slaves are occupied foods. It's a famine, so they sell us genetically modified foods. Exploited me for my talents, a victim to the pillage. Smallpox in the blankets to kill me, my wife, and children. They made a demon out of me. They put a cross to my face. Gave me false religion. They put a shirt off of me. Watch the sky, cause I got some blood on my head. Call me Moses.
Yeah. Big Judah Productions. Show for loud, send up the music to the cloud and make it power proud. Yo, my people, wake up. When you not gonna learn, when you not gonna listen, it's a place to be burned. Pray, see a Mashiach return. Yo, my people, wake up. When you not gonna learn, when you not gonna listen, it's a place to be burned. Pray, see a Mashiach return. Return. So me just a pray, and me just a watch for the grinding. Stop on them storehouse lock. Israel get the livestock, them get the dead stock. That mean them stock market crash, throw the cash in the trash. Them system collapse, here comes the third one. The nations them a clash, them wanna hate, them start to bash. To the nuke for them a drop, the thunder start to roll, the lightning start to flash, the sky about to crack. Them look up to the clouds and them see the chariots and the man leading black. That put them in a shock.
Fear take over them so them go see him out back. We go war a Mashiach, but him go gather them in the valley of Josaphat. We go please him, people him no go down there with chat. How who a lead the pack? He's a lead the pack, you never have to ask me that. You know the bugger think he will forever be on top. So him fire off him rockets with a whole barrage of shot. I mean everything him got. And when him see that flap, him turn to the flap. That's when the voice snap, shock what? And then the fire start dash the order from a Mashiach. And it's a different kind of heart because he want them up to act, not even up them on the spot. And if you want to watch and witness all of that, keep the laws and the faith and sit back and relax and wait for the return. Yo, people wake up when you not gonna learn, when you not gonna listen. This a place that we burn. Pray, pray, and pray for your Mashiach return. Yo, my people wake up when you not gonna learn, when you not gonna listen. This a place that we burn. Pray, pray, and pray for your Mashiach return. Return. Thank you, Father, for the virgins, cause together we are grow. Me excited so the prophecies are flow. I hope I'm still alive to hear the final trumpet blow. Me want to watch the show, and even though me reading kind of slow, and the Bible make me know with every page when me turn. I saw me start to learn and realize the Babylon really need to burn. And it no matter what we earn, we will never get a turn. Free your mind and clear the mess. Open up your eye, Mr. Chin, him start to flex. There's a rumor in the earth saying China is up next. When we hear that ish me best, that's why they found the craft the council and now we them oppressed. Them track we through the struggles, them put me through the stress. But we are go pass the test because the scriptures say we blessed. We know them read the book, but them don't understand the text. Nevertheless, just in case them deaf, make we cry aloud and make we say it with chest. We got yo, my people, we go when you not gonna learn, when you not gonna listen. This a place that we burn. Pray, pray, and pray for your Mashiach return. Yo, my people, we go when you not gonna learn, when you not gonna listen. This a place that we burn. Pray, pray, and pray for your Mashiach return. Return. We got this. We got that. We gonna do it.
I gotta stay righteous, I'm taking it day to day. Stay strong in the battle, I fight, I wanna do right, ain't no time to play it safe. I put on that armor, God, commandments gon' keep me alive. We fighting them demons, my spirit on defense, I do what I do to survive. I took some wins and some losses, I don't got no options, repent or I die. The kingdom stay all on my mind, stay in them scriptures, I've been on the grind. Yeah, how will be taking me further? Kill off the old man, it's a murder, he can't be creeping in. So make sure you know that I'm seeking it, killing my weaknesses, can't see the feet again. I need the strength in the spirit, I can't have the fear, I'm too strong and I need a win. The most how you know that I'm seeking him, go out to battle, we preaching him. Give them the gospel, yes, we the chosen. Scriptures we breaking inside of them chains, we spreading that news, time to free the broken. Pay close attention, you need to notice. All the religions we see they bogus, but we lost with no guidance. We gotta keep fighting, I stay in that work cause I need to focus. Soldier mentality, we've awoken. Yeah. Stay strong, I'm a warrior. 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 Stay strong, I'm a warrior.
DJ Baruch on the foes and ones, and we bring it back. Mute, my fault. Got it. Yeah, that was DJ Baruch on the foes and ones, and we back live at it again, letting you know what's about to happen in this WW3 situation. You feel me? Finish reading that on Short Man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I pretty much drilled it.
You nailed it all. All right, bet. Last few we about to touch on. Let's get into this little Wakanda type deal. You feel me? I don't got no scriptures for it really, but as y'all seen the movie, those that did see it, hey, if you haven't, spoiler alert, they become homeboys at the end. Homeboys and homegirls. You feel me?
Right.
But through the whole movie, there's certain scenes that I'm like, it really didn't make no sense to me. Especially when you got five of the top players on the Wakanda side, all women. And I was talking to Ma'ak about this, where I feel like it's more of how I want to say it, a feminist type thing, because they already try to emasculate the men in all the movies. The last superhero we had, the black one that was in Eternals, he was gay. So now here we go. We get a chance to see what's his name? M'Baku. He could have been the Black Panther, you feel me? Oh, we ain't gonna make him Black Panther. Mind you, they could have had a whole sea of Black Panthers, because you fight against people that's invincible, underwater people, you feel me, walking around looking like avatars, but that's how they chose to do it. And at the end of the day, man, the movie is wild. They push their agenda. Same thing when it comes to the Queen King. That's the name of that movie?
Woman King.
It's a lot. Woman King. Same way how you gonna have a woman king when a king is a man's role? So that there is obsolete. But that's another movie where they try to portray all black women to be so strong when they should be feminine. They should be soft, sweet, dainty, and as the minister like to say, the old minister, you feel me? Know the ratio of sugar to flour to put in biscuits.
Right.
Ain't saying that that's a degrading role, but why not have that back? Why we always got to go out and eat? Let's sit down and cook a home meal, and that's going to be one of the things that's going to be virtuous in the last days. Women that know how to cook, because these new age women, these modern day women, they don't know how to cook. They want to go ahead, spend the money, and go eat $200 meals. Had a coworker tell me some craziness like that. Oh, my boyfriend buys me $200 meals. For real? Y'all idiots. And y'all don't got no property or nothing. I understand everything's going to be burnt up, but still, why go work if you don't have to? If you eat $200 for 30 days, that's a guap.
Right.
That's a down payment somewhere. But yet, they don't think about that. Same thing when we had the crate challenge. Everybody want to see somebody fall, but our people don't want to stack up and build up. And that's one of the things that we should do with each other, to start stacking our bread up. But I digress on that aspect. But Wakanda Forever, the same thing goes with Black Adam, dealing with these new movies coming out with supposed to have black heroes. Black Adam was evil. They portrayed him to be an evil dude in the DC comics, you feel me? But still, he was a person that liberated people. But we got to sit back and make sure we don't put our too much time in looking at all this entertainment. Because all it's going to be is
like,
at the end.
You know, and if I could, it's like your family. You know, I've been having a fever since Friday. You know, keep me in your prayers, Bobby Shaw. So one thing I would like to say, we got to look at it with spiritual eyes. That's how we got to look at this movie. You cannot look at the obvious. Yes, we know she's a woman. Sister probably less than 90 pounds in that suit. All right, and this brother, what's his name, Namor, and he looked like he could bench about 350 pounds on that bench press. All right, so don't look at it so carnally. Look at it with spiritual eyes. And this movie is really supposed to represent the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom. That's supposed to represent. Ultimately, when you look at Namor and what he's bringing out, you're saying, yo, we got to come together. We got to have an alliance against the nations. Because who's really the ones that's running things? So a white man. Mm-hmm. Who tried to invade Wakanda for vibranium? The French, the so-called white man. So there's a lot of spirituality behind this movie, especially ushering in this Northern Kingdom. Because it shows you, especially what Namor said. Namor gave them an ultimatum. Listen, we either come together or we're going to be destroyed. We're going to be destroyed. And it's true. Because us as a people, so-called blacks and Hispanics do not come together. It'll be only for our destruction, and it'll be detrimental to our people. Because we have to come together. And this movie showcased a lot of things with Issachar, Zebulon, you know, how they built, how they had even the clothing and etc., and how these guys organized themselves and etc. It showed you how mighty the Northern Kingdom is. Because a lot of times, you know, a lot of our people, especially those even of the tribes of Benjamin and Levi, and that's all you know is America. You don't speak the language of your respective tribe. You don't nothing. You just know America, hot pockets, and microwave. That's all you know. You don't know how mighty these other tribes are until you go to these countries. Because when you're in America, all you see is little Issachar and flowers. But you don't know Issachar's running the drug cartel in Mexico. They'll stuff you in a Chef Boyardee can in less than 60 seconds. You don't know these Haitians over here shutting down these cities in Haiti. That's why America got to go in there. The Benjamites you see working at Golden because you don't know how bad they could get until you go in the streets of Jamaica. You understand what I mean? This showcase how mighty the Northern Kingdom is. Not only because a lot of these movies, they always showcase the Southern Kingdom. This movie showcased the Northern Kingdom. Because even when they all band together on that ship, the Northern Kingdom was about to finish them until they were called back by their king.
Yep.
They were about to finish them. And the Northern Kingdom was mighty, even in history, they were mighty. When you had the Aztec, Jaguar warriors, Eagle warriors, etc., Gadites and Reubenites. These brothers were very powerful. So I wanted to get some scriptures.
Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Even at the end of the day, what were they over here? What did they really call them when they first got here? What did they call these people?
Oh, you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure, sir.
You know, we call them Aztecs and that there, but when they stepped off that boat, Christopher Columbus called them people Indians.
Right.
You feel me? Is it a coincidence that they bring it out and in a couple of days it's supposed to be what? See, yeah, I'm asking you, but we don't even deal with it no more. We forget it's around the corner. Thanksgiving Day.
Mm-hmm.
I literally forgot about it until they like, oh, we don't got no work Thursday. What you mean we don't got no work? I want to work. I would like to work. Pay me time and a half to come to work with nobody here and just do nothing in a sense. I don't care. Give me that free money. But to have that movie drop and they bring it out our Northern Tribe brothers, you feel me? That's a powerful thing, I feel. It should bring us closer together.
Because this is not like a one tribe thing. That's what we got to understand. A lot of times you be having brother Judah and then the Levites start wilding out and then they don't even know where Genesis 1 is and it's supposed to be handled in the Torah, right? The Benjamites not even assisting the other two tribes that run the Southern Kingdom, right? We get so like tribal, right? Yep. Even in our ignorance, even in the world, we forget we collectively need each other.
Yep.
As a nation, we collectively need each other. What you got?
Genesis 29:1.
Mm-hmm.
Zephaniah 2:1.
I guess Zephaniah 2:1 because it's gonna go with Ezekiel 37. When I get that, so and shout out to my brothers in Sakari, Miami. I got the priest Jonathan in Sakari, Miami in the building, tuning in with us live. Shout out to Sakari, Miami. Like, share, subscribe to brothers on YouTube. Matter of fact, I lost my train of thought. So like,
you was going with it, dealing with us coming together.
Yes, we have to come together because each of the tribes have their own talents, skills, and certain things that they're good at, certain things that they're weak at, that the other tribes complement and strengthen them at. Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? Because in the scriptures, the Levites only handled the law, the administration of the Torah, the things of the temple services, and etc. But we nothing. If we're focusing on the temple, who's going to lead the tribes to go out and battle and keep the security of the nation? We got the tribe of Judah right here. That's their strength. Their strength is leadership. Their strength is going out there and being physically. They got that physical proneness. The Most High blessed them. Even biologically, you can see Judites are built different versus Benjamin and Levi. They're built different biologically. But we complement each other. You understand what I'm saying? One is teaching the law. One is defending the nation. One is leading the nation. You understand? We need each other as a people. Just like with Southern Kingdom, Northern Kingdom, we need each other. That's why they try so hard to separate us. So let's get the scripture real quick. Because this is what this movie was really about. Right? I'm going to read it right here in Ezekiel 37:6. I want you to get that from Babu Shah. Go ahead and read that.
Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 16. Moreover, thy son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for the house of Israel and his companions. And join them one to another unto one stick.
Right, they're going to come together and be one stick. Read.
And they shall come one in thy hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, will thou not show us what thou meanest of these?
Read.
Say unto them, thus says the Most High Power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim,
which is supposed to represent so-called Hispanics, Native Americans, read,
and the tribes of Israel, his fellows,
read,
and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick.
Make them what?
And make them one
because
stick.
In the movie, what was Nomar's proposition? We come together, and if they attack, nobody won't stop us. Just like so-called blacks and Hispanics. If we come together, who's going to stop us?
Nobody.
If you're from Florida, you know how crazy Levites could get when they link up. You know how crazy Judites get when they link up. You know how crazy Benjamites are when they link up. Now imagine if all these tribes come together and a white man come in and disrespect a young black Hispanic woman. Listen, every cracker gang hanged up on the pole before evening. The fear of the children of Israel will be on the hearts of the nations. Because we know how bad it could get when these tribes link up together and they understand they have one common enemy. We understand how crucial it could get. Go ahead.
And the stick whereupon, in one hand, in Ezekiel 37 and verse 20.
It's like it. My bad. Let me continue move on. I want you to read Jeremiah 3. Before we get Jeremiah 3 and 18, because we're going to come together as one nation, right? We're not going to leave here separate.
Nope.
Right? You're not going to have the Levites eating griot on the land of Israel by themselves. Right? They're not going to be doing that, period.
Okay.
And, give me a chance to correct myself. You're not going to have the Judites eating chicklets, collard greens, and all these abominations in the land of Israel. Mm-hmm. You're not going to have the Issacharites paradise in Israel and the other tribes are over here. We're going to have to come out of here together in one mind, one body, one spirit, one king, one God. We're going to have to come out here unified. That's how we're going to have to come out here. And that movie demonstrates a lot of these things. And it's so powerful because you got to watch this movie. You have to watch this movie.
And like you said, watch it with a spiritual eye and not a carnal eye.
Some of you brothers are thirsty. You're going to see Yuri in the suit and you're going to be blowing up Chief Minister Shalom try to get a courtship with the sister. You got to look at it with spiritual eyes, not with some carnal eyes. Go ahead.
Zoom in from
Jeremiah 3 and 18. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 3 and verse 18. In those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Israel, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I gave for an inheritance unto your fathers.
So one of the key things in this verse is, it didn't say separately. It said they should come out
together.
Together, we're going to come out of the land of the north. We're going to have to unify and come together. Let's get one more prophecy. Jeremiah 50 and 4. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 4. In those days and in that time, saith the Most High, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together.
Doing what?
Going and weeping.
Going and what?
Going and weeping.
And do what?
They shall go and seek the Most High their power.
So we're going to come together again. In Jeremiah 3 and 18, it said we're going to leave America together. This scripture say we're going to come together and go seek the Most High God. We're going to come together and go ahead and read verse 5.
They shall ask the way up to Zion.
They're going to ask for where?
The way to Zion with their faces toward
thitherward,
saying, come and let us join ourselves to the Most High in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten.
So the key thing is we're going to come together. We're going to have to unify. That's the only way. When you watch this movie, you're going to see how important it is for us to unify, because that brother's speaking in the spirit. Because this movie also shows you the white man's the devil, because they're out there trying to mine for vibranium. Is the vibranium theirs? Nope. Did their mother put it there in the ocean, in the Wakanda? So why did they go over there and stealing the vibranium?
And trying to steal, even though they said, no, we don't want to give it to you, because they're going to do exactly what we already went over the scriptures to do. They want to build weapons.
Right.
They want to build stuff to destroy themselves, because they don't realize you're literally, as they say, you about to hang yourself.
That's right.
You literally creating something to kill yourself. You think all these bombs are being created for nothing? They're not. What you gave? Because I want to show this one thing, man. It's about 6 minutes long. I really want to, man.
Let me get 2 more scriptures. I got you.
All right.
Son,
11 minutes.
Come.
That one? Yeah, 11 minutes.
Before we get there, let me get 2 more scriptures. I'll give you the
right.
cap. Go ahead and read Micah 5 and 8. Because it's so important. The fact that we come together. We have to come together. And even in the nation of Israel, we're still not together. We're not together because of a lot of pride, a lot of scriptures being completely misconstrued. All the tribes are not being put in the right place so the nation can reap the benefit of it out of pride. And that's something that's going to continue being a destruction for our people until the pride is let loose, until the folly and the nigger come out of your mind. Now we need the northern kingdom. You have these brothers saying that the northern kingdom is not northern kingdom, they're Edomites. Where the scriptures say that the northern kingdom and southern kingdom will be together in Babylon. If the Hispanics and Native Americans and Seminole Indians are not the Israelites, who is? The white man? Because they're predominantly here too.
The Irish.
The Irish? Lucky Charms? He's the Israelite? Go ahead.
Micah chapter 5 and verse 8. Micah chapter 5 and verse 8. And the remnant of Jacob.
The remnant of Jacob, we know this is a prophecy. Read.
Shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people,
right?
As a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep.
Read.
Who, if he go through,
this is when we come together. That remnant is going to include northern kingdom and southern kingdom. Read.
Both treadeth down and treadeth in pieces,
teareth in pieces,
and none can deliver.
So this is what they're fearful of. Us coming together, we're going to be a young lion amongst the sheep, amongst the goats, amongst the chickens. These sheep, these goats, these chickens supposed to represent the other nations. That's how we're going to be when we come together. That's how it's supposed to be, realistically. But we got to come together. We don't need Wakanda forever to tell us that. The scriptures tell us that we got to come together. The scriptures tell us that. It's throughout the Bible. We read Zephaniah 2 and 1.
Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired, before the day of destruction cometh forth.
That's right. Let me get this last.
We ain't even have to show it. That's something we memorize that one.
Let me get this last scripture. I did quote it. I just wanted to read it real quick. It's pretty heavy. Ezra's got another account of this. Go ahead.
Revelations chapter 22 and verse 2.
Read.
In the midst of the street of it, and on the other side of the river, was there the tree of life.
So this tree of life in this verse supposed to represent the nation of Israel, right? When we get into the kingdom, we're prospering and etc. Read.
Which bear 12 manner of fruit.
12 manner of what?
Fruits.
12 manner of fruits supposed to represent the 12 tribes. Your fruits is your works. When we read Matthew 7, they have different skills, different things they're going to bring to the table. But there's still one tree. Read.
And yield her fruit every month. And the leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nation.
But the most important thing is we got to come together and be that one tree. We all have different skills and talents and different strengths and weaknesses that we feed off of each other as a people. But we got to unify and come together. Go ahead, Kat. You said you had something that you wanted to show.
Quick video. As we saying, they trying to steal stuff. Oh darn! I gotta share my screen first. Let me share my screen. So this one.
So let me know when you want me to put it up.
What's up?
Military alphabet. Intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs, are deadly weapons that can wipe out entire countries. With ICBMs, nuclear weapons can be delivered at a minimum range of 5,500 kilometers. They are specifically designed to suit different environments and can either be silo-based, road-mobile, rail-based, and submarine-based. In today's video, we will be looking at the top 10 intercontinental ballistic missiles. So this is the video to watch if you want to know which of these modern ICBMs are the greatest in the world and why. So stay tuned and ensure you watch this till the end to find out the factors that were used in compiling this list. But before that, hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel and seeing me for the first time. Also, turn on that notification bell to keep up with my upcoming videos. With that said, let's jump straight into the video. Number 10. Bulava, Russia. The Bulava is carried by the new Russian Bore-class submarines and was first deployed in 2013. Generally, the Bulava is not as capable as the U.S. Trident D5. It has a shorter range and carries a lower payload. Its accuracy is also lesser than that of the U.S. Trident. The range of the Bulava is 9,500 kilometers, and it can carry 6 MIRVs with a yield of 150 kilotons each. The number of MIRVs that it can carry is 10, and this is only to a range of 4,000 kilometers. The Bulava has an astro-inertial guidance with Russian GLONASS satellite navigation system update. It has a CEP of 350 meters. This missile was created.
No, I was about to break it down, but I'll break it down. As he's shooting these missiles, you got to understand, a lot of these missiles are used by satellites. So if you do want to stop it, all you got to do is shoot the satellite. But you know, if you take down somebody's satellite, trouble is going to arrive because they understand what's coming after that. In any type of war, especially if you don't look at a lot of movies that live in war, that's what you do. And that's one of the things they deal with when it comes to the EMP. If that EMP hits, everything is shut down. As they talked, as they talked about before, they're trying to hit the U.S. and hit their power grids and all that nonsense. But these are the most powerful missiles they're going to run through. And the first one, as we already saw, was Russia. That's why the United States ain't just about to jump out there like that. North Korea talk a lot of smack, but America has yet to go over there and talk trash to them. You feel me? Even when Bush was in office, when Bush talked about they got weapons of mass destruction, Korea talked a lot of stuff. We got them and we build them. What you gonna do to us? They just turned their head and said, we ain't looking at you right now. Because it wasn't that time yet. And Edomites ain't that stupid. They want to try to be prosperous a little bit longer in this land. But their time is short. Israelites are standing up and we rising up. You got brothers going to games, and now they talking about it in the shade room now. Shade room got conversations about it. I heard a Tank told them to take the black out of the Hebrew Israelites. How Tank talking about take the black out and just call them Hebrew Israelites?
Right.
Why you ain't saying nothing, Tank? When Kanye starts saying something, why you ain't jump up and protect them? DC Young Fly know who we are. Why you not standing up when Kanye started to stand up? We got enough money to go ahead and separate ourselves and do what we got to do. But they love this money, man. The root of all evil is the love of money. It's not the money, it's the love of it. And because our people love that money and they love that dollar bill, we ain't going nowhere yet. But hopefully that changes real soon. Let's keep going.
Created to be able to withstand hostile air defenses and can survive the first strike in a country. The Bulava missile has potential to either be road mobile or rail-based. Number 9, JL2, China.
So off rip, the number 9 is China, and we know Russia and China are homeboys.
JL2 is a naval version of the land-based DF-31. It is presently carried by the Job-class submarines. The range of this missile is 400 to 8,000 kilometers. With this range, all of Europe, India, and Russia can be reached. It carries a single...
Well, we know it ain't going to go to Russia, but we know it can go to England. And who is England in ties with? The U.S. So that's how far these missiles can travel from where they at.
250 to 1,000.
So when you see yourself and you wondering why these boats are in the water, they move, hey, why are you coming so close to us? That's why they try to keep them at a certain range, because they know the missile can't go but so far. But if they come within striking distance, it might be that time. So as Luke tells us, watch and pray for and wait. You got to watch the news and see what's popping off.
Kiloton warhead, or up to 3 to 4 MIRVs with 90 kilotons each. The CEP of this missile is 100 meters, and each Jim-class submarine carries a total of 12 missiles. This missile astro-inertial navigation system with indigenous Chinese Beidou satellite navigation system update. China. The DF-31H.
I'm just going to start fast forwarding through them, but the number 8 is another China missile. Now, mind you, these are the 10 best missiles, as they say, that's in the world.
She made its public debut in a major military parade as part of the events to mark the 90th anniversary of the Chinese Army.
Now, we celebrate our 4th of July. We don't parade our missiles around. But China parade their missiles around. Why? Why are they parading their missiles around?
It is based on an 8-axle launcher vehicle. These characteristics make it more deployable and increase its survivability. This solid fuel missile has 3 stages. With a range of 11,200 kilometers, the DF-31AG can get to all areas of the United States, Europe, and Russia.
Come on. And we understand they're not shooting it at Russia, but that thing can fly to the U.S., all parts of Europe. Come on, man.
The DF-31AG also carries a multiple independently targetable warheads, or MIRVs. It has an internal navigation. It's China's most powerful intercontinental
Number 7, China again. Come on now, man.
ballistic missile developed within its borders. Its design is similar to that of the road-mobile Yars. The DF-41 is a solid-fuel missile with a range of 12,000 kilometers, and it carries up to 10 MIRVs. With this range,
Now the other one had 12. This one got 10, but they fly even further though. Come on, man.
the DF-41 can cause lots of damage. This Chinese-owned missile bears an indigenous Chinese Beidou satellite navigation system update, with an accuracy of 150 meters or more. Most of the Chinese road-mobile ICBMs are stored in tunnels. First strike after a country is attacked is very high. Number 6, M51, France. The M51
We got silly friends falling in now with their M51.
was first deployed in 2020, and they are currently carried by French Le Triomphant class submarines. In France, 4 of these submarines are operational. The range of the M51 is 10,000 kilometers when the payload is reduced, while when it is with a full payload, the range is 8,000 kilometers. With the M51, China, Russia, or the United States can be fired straight from the pier. 6 to 10 independently targetable warheads are carried by the missiles, and they each have a blast yield of 100 RMU 2.1 Laner, Russia.
Back to Russia with number 5, and they're showing you a diagram of how tall these missiles are. You see what M51 looks like, that was number 6. But then check out theirs, that's number 8. I mean number 5.
The R-29 RMU 2.1 Laner was first adopted in 2014 and is currently used on Delta IV class submarines. When fully loaded, the maximum range of this Russian submarine-launched missile is 8. The Minuteman III was first used in 1970. Number 4, LGM-30 Minuteman III, USA. The Minuteman III was first used in 1970, and it will continue in service.
Now look at that. They still using stuff from 1970. China's creating new stuff and Russia creating new stuff. But USA is stuck in the 70s.
Until 2030. It is a silo-based missile and is currently the only U.S. land-based ICBM in service. The maximum range of the Minuteman III missile is 13,000 kilometers. Its updated inertial guidance system gives it a CEP of 1 S-24 Yars, Russia.
Now, number 3, back to Russia. So far, Russia and China got the most nuclear power. That's part of the best weapons in the world right now. And USA about to try to throw a pebble at it.
This is a road-mobile and silo-based system that is also known in the West as SS-29. This solid-fuel missile has a range of 12,000 kilometers. The Yars is MIRV equipped and has the capacity to carry a minimum of 6 warheads with 100 to 300 kiloton yield. The Yars has a CEP of 150 to 200 meters and can carry up to 10 re-entry vehicles. The Yars was originally designed to overcome Number 2, R-36M.
Come on, man. Back to Russia again.
M2 Voyevoda, Russia. The R-36 M2 Voyevoda SS-18 Mod 6, also known in the West as SS-18 Satan, was first deployed in 1988.
See, that's that Satan missile that we was talking about earlier.
Its speed and high throw weight makes it a very capable missile. The range of the R-36 M2 missile is 11.
How sadistic you gotta be to name your missile Satan? You got to be sadistic to do something like that.
1,000 kilometers, and it can carry up to 10 MIRVs. Its blast yield is 0.75 to 1 megaton, while its penetration aids is 40. The nuclear warheads of the R-36 M2 Voyevoda cannot easily be intercepted by air defense systems. The R-36 M2 Voyevoda is silo-based and can be found in different locations in Russia. This one, Trident II, USA.
Now they're trying Trident II, and USA got the number 1. Let's see what this destruction power is. Now mine is, and they got more different ones out there. This is just this video.
Trident II, also known as Trident D5, is a submarine-launched ballistic missile that was first deployed in 1990. 14 Ohio-class submarines carries the U.S. Trident II missiles, while the 4 Vanguard-class submarines carries that of the United Kingdom. When fully loaded, the range of the Trident II is 7,800 kilometers. A reduction of the load will take the range up to 12,000 kilometers. Even with a lesser range compared to other ICBMs, the Trident can approach its targets to reduce their flight range. About 14 warheads with 475 kilotons yield each can be carried by a U.S. Trident II missile. On the other hand, the British missiles can carry up to 12 warheads per missile. Another major advantage of the Trident II is its accuracy. With a CEP of around 90 meters, the Trident is guided on the target by astro-inertial navigation.
That's it. That's it with that, man. But just know these missiles are out there, and they're not about to use. These missiles are going to be used when the time is coming. And with that, we're going to deal with the closing statements. Oh, snap! I didn't kick the camera. But as you know, this is the Bringing That Out show. It's a lot. We dove into World War III. We let you know that time is coming. Israel, get your act together before that day comes. The movie is out, Wakanda Forever, and look at it with a spiritual eye, knowing that the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom, we got to come together so we can get out of this captivity. It doesn't take much. Keep the commandments. Celebrate your new moons and feast days. Keep your Shabbat. And as I always say, even with my brother Sakari sitting in here, you feel me? No matter what camp you with, make sure you do what you got to do according to that camp. We rehearsing these righteous acts so we can get out of that captivity, man. So we just had brothers in Orlando at the classes with the Sons of Thunder. It was on the Light of Zion, and who was the other brothers with them? WFI, I believe. WFI. So again, we have these unity camps for a reason, to show that we can put our differences to the side, because at the end of the day, it's about teaching the people coming back to the Most High. We got our two sticks, we put it together. You see us on these blocks. You see us on these blocks, come ask questions. Find out why are we doing what we're doing, and see what you can do for the Most High at the end of the day. What you got for me, King?
We just got to make sure we're paying attention to what's going on, pay attention to what's happening with these prophecies, because one thing the Most High say to me that, in the scriptures, in my time in the truth, it's not just a matter about how long you're in the truth, it matters your level of righteousness. That's all that matters. You could be 30 years in the truth and you still acting like a nigga and you blind to what's going on with the sheep of the Most High God, to be honest. The Most High going to start with his house first. A lot of our people that we see that also on YouTube, a lot of people you see on social media, a lot of our brothers and sisters, you're going to see them fall out the truth. Because the Most High going to put a closer magnifying glass to what's going on in the nation of Israel. Just like he says in the wilderness, he going to check and examine everybody carefully before you go into the land of Israel. So he's going to examine your spirit and what you got going on. So if you undercover, you a Negro, and you out here screaming at our people in the highways and byways, especially, we got to get on our brothers, especially some of you brothers who be screaming and yelling at our women and beating them down like you are homosexual, the Most High God is going to judge that, man. And some of you sisters, Most High is going to look at that, man. That's taking this word and you just playing with it. Mm-hmm. All these scriptures with the ICBM missiles, Israel coming together, at the root of it, it should be, I need to take this seriously.
Yep.
I need to keep these commandments, or the ICBM missiles is coming for me. That should be the mindset. Hearing these prophecies, you should get chills hearing these scriptures. If you don't get your act together and make sure you keep it together, that ICBM missile has your signature on it. Mm-hmm. Sincerely from Yahweh Shah. That's the only thing I can say regarding that. And us as a nation, people got to make sure we come together. And with that, we're gonna have our DJ Baruch come up on the 4s and 1s. It's 4s and 1s, right?
4s and 1s.
The 4s and 1s.
And you know why we say Baruch 4s and 1s, right? What Baruch 4 and 1 say?
I keep telling you, I'm a Levi. I just sound like y'all. I grew up in the straight Caribbean. I do not know what that means.
All right, we about to go ahead and bring the DJ up. Let's spin them records, DJ. Bring them up.
Come on.
Let me better when I level up. 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 Let me better when I level up.
In the mornings we said Bogota, modest apparel, proper clothes. I'm about to get ready for the show. Right before you leave, you never know. Eat my pudding butter right up on that toast. Food is like a drug nowadays, so don't overdose. 9 o'clock, tour portion. Just got a call, we might be touring. We coming back, it's something foreign. When Yahweh teach, it's never boring. He never sleeps, he never snoring. How I know, hear the engine roaring.
Let me better when I level up. 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 Let me better when I level up.
See the kings on the block now. Bring another word in every spot now. 1611 is our Glock now. All around the world got it locked down. You see the kings on the block now. Bring another word in every spot now. 1611 is our Glock now. All around the world got it locked down. You see them prophets on the corners. 1611 got them on us. Spreading out this word like corona. Waking up our people out of comas. Yeah, this truth, they can't stop now. No matter what they do, we bring it out now. You come against the Lord, you'll be confounded. With that two-edged sword, you'll get chopped down. Hey, you see them kings on the block now. Bring another word in every spot now. 1611 is our Glock now. All around the world got it locked down. You see them kings on the block now. Bring another word in every spot now. 1611 is our Glock now. All around the world got it locked down. We pull up on them, niggas thinking it's a drive-by. 40 soldiers creeping like the thief in the nighttime. Never leave my brother. If we rollin', we gon' all ride it. They ain't no greater love for my brother. My life up on the line. Hey, they gon' get this wisdom if we don't go out to teach them. Yahshua, the Prince of Power, you heathens, is just a remix. Bow down and kiss the ring. I'm picking slaves out for the kingdom. Son, let them know he be reaching. We'll be in these trenches teaching outside with them blicks. Hey, you see them kings on the block now. Bring another word in every spot now. 1611 is our Glock now. All around the world got it locked down. You see them kings on the block now. Bring another word in every spot now. 1611 is our Glock now. All around the world got it locked down. I'm on the block where them boys got the tools and the Glock, standing in the same spot where Lil Johnny got shot. Hit your pastor with the scriptures, make him do the cha-cha. I watch him dance, he just talking, call that thing a blah-blah. I'm in the grave, in the valley, in the midst of 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 the midst.